24/7. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And the time right now, SVG, it is 9:24. And it is part 3 of our interview with a Fireman. I think Fireman probably should just sit in here with us, another morning, because it's such an easy conversation to have with him.
Well, so nice. I was just thinking of something for you all to say on the radio, like the bills must be paid so the radio can be played.
Yeah, we do have to take our breaks, right? We do have to take them. All right. Well, I know that where we ended off in the last segment, Doc was asking you something. I don't know if he was
talking about we getting a minister of culture.
All right. And I think, Dianna, you were right.
Oh, I was just saying that I endorse that message fully. I definitely think that Doc and I were having a conversation. He was explaining to me, how certain things go. But I endorse that message, Fire. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I've said it to the Minister of Finance. I think it was right here in December when they had the party.
Christmas party.
Right? And he says that's something that they're very thinking about. It's really good thinking, right? So we need a Minister of Culture to deal with the cultural aspects. Anything to do with culture, we know who to go to, and not somebody else who is busy doing something else. And then, it's culture. So we can't be treating culture like a stepchild. Yes, we need that. I'm just asking for that. Yes. Okay. I don't know all the ways I'm getting about that, but I don't think it's that difficult.
Okay.
So that you have to answer this one. This thing is for you, that.
Yes, I love the idea. I was telling Dianna that on one hand, when a party wins 9-6, 8-7, you therefore have 8-9 elected representatives. You can add another parliamentarian, you can add another senator or so forth. But the amount of portfolios, agriculture, rural development, this, that, that's why you see somebody has agriculture, industry, rural development, this, that, and so forth. You know what I mean?
I don't want all that distraction.
No. But when you take away culture from tourism, that means you have a minister of tourism, you have a minister of culture. That means that basically you have to have other ministers now carrying 5-6 other portfolios, economic development, but this, but finance, but that. The point I'm making is that there are some other persons who would say there are too many ministers. You understand? There are too many, and that we can't have. But I would, if the ULP was to win 15 seats, let's say, you bet there might be a minister of culture. But you have the elected persons. Some may be backbenchers, but you have the. But I love the idea. We need to reach a point like that. But we have to balance that with the setting up of a new ministry and a new permanent secretary and all the staffing and so forth. But I think it's a great idea.
That as the rule of the land.
Yes.
I'm looking for that to be on my desk very soon.
All right.
So make sure who's looking down
You
the
got a directive.
I love it. Let's go with it.
And you need to talk about this.
But I tell you something.
I talk about it in cabinet. I'm the ruler. So you need to pass that down.
Beautiful.
Before we move on for the topic of culture, how do you feel about your involvement in culture? Now, we can't deny that Fireman is a cultural icon, and I want to know how you feel about that particular part of your involvement, and not just the singing, because I know that you do other things as well. You were in the monkey band this year, because I've been in there with you, So I see you doing those other things as well, and how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm always proud of what we are trying to accomplish in terms of all the components that deals with culture and so on. Like I said, I'm very frightened for what is to come if we don't participate and pass it on, right? So for now, I am feeling very comfortable with what I'm doing, and I can still do more, but then I'm pressed for time because, I have to do this, do that, do that. But I'm still trying to show up, make an appearance in whatever is taking place.
All right, fire. Okay. If you see me do this, we have a call, right? Somebody was trying to call, but you can go ahead.
Yes. So, like I said, my longevity in it, right, is to make sure that it is passed on in the correct way with whatever I know, because there are other people who know other things as well, right? And the key word, like I said, to longevity is discipline. So it doesn't mean that you cannot send your child to participate in that, even though you stop participating in it. And whenever they can make their own decision, they will decide whether or not they want to continue on that. And that's how we can get it and spread it and make sure it reaches that distance. That's a long journey.
Okay. All right. So callers, we are taking calls. We only have fire for probably like the next 10 minutes or so. So you can call us at 457-9997. Well, to speak more to fire directly. All right. We have a call. Hi, Queens. Morning.
Good morning. The controversy with the Crown, I think, well, that's the first time it has happened. That's why that's a big controversy. Like, if they did go in together in the semi-final as a duo, and they got to the final, there would have been no controversy. It's because people saying, well, Skinny didn't compete to be in the final, so how is he in the final? That's the issue right there. Right?
Yeah. And as well, as Fire said, there aren't any rules, explicit rules, I suppose, stating that they couldn't do it. So it was done.
Yeah. That's
but it isn't a controversy. That's the way people see things. And I don't like the word controversy when it comes to me and my people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Everybody's calling it a controversy. Why is nothing controversial about it? You understand?
Okay, so maybe let's use the word unprecedented. Because it didn't happen before, so it's unprecedented.
Right. Well, if that's what they call it. So, like I say, we need to just let things happen in the way it's supposed to. It's not everything we're supposed to touch on. You understand? And that's how I see it, right? Some things are better not said, right? And I'm not talking about the caller in terms of what he's been hearing and so on, but some things we need to just leave it there and we'll figure out what to do, right? Next time. Okay. All I'm seeing now is that we had a great carnival season. And
You think so?
Yes, in terms of attendance, this is the first I haven't seen any fighting for carnival, any scuffling up. Yes, it was nice.
One sec. Queens, you finished with your question, though?
No, would Fireman love to see get a full season in Trinidad? He's looking forward to get a full season. When I say full season, like their artists will go down there for like 2 months and they have shows back to back in Trinidad. Would you like to have such a pleasure of having such?
I did Trinidad a few times, right? But
yeah, I don't mean going and do one show like a full season.
No, I can't do a full season in Trinidad. That time is for my family, right? Because I have so many places going sometimes, and that time is for my children and so on and this and that. Because like I remember this year when Marshall said, soon as Carnival finished, he's going to take a long vacation. I think he went someplace to India, someplace taking his long vacation. So we have things to do as well. It's not just getting into this. Like coming up now, we have Canaman Carnival, Antigua Carnival, Crapo Christmas, not before that, Caribbean. All that is the same weekend.
Caribbean, yeah.
So you can't do all the nights in, let me say, in Barbados. You have to just step out. I reach Toronto, then I have to fly back to Miami to get a flight to St. Thomas, ride a ferry, come across to Tatora. And it's a whole heap of going around. So sometimes you can't do a full season with some things. You can only touch some things as if you want to do it for yourself and choose that. But I am not the one who's going to choose that. I have a lot of other things to do and I have a life too, right? And if you don't do that as an entertainer, you can't get nothing done sometimes. You understand me, Green?
So that might have been part of the issue why you have.
It's not an issue. I'm telling you exactly what goes on with me and what I have to do. You understand me? Yes.
All right,
so-
Queens, this might just be the preference for his life and
Yes,
his career,
yes,
right?
that's
So,
how-
Okay.
yeah.
all right. All right. So we have
Bye.
another call. Thanks, Queens. All righty. Kojo, morning.
Good morning. I know 1 minute today, right?
Go ahead. You get two.
Fireman.
Yeah, morning, yeah.
Fireman.
Yes, please.
I am known as the 1 minute man at this radio station. Eh?
They only give you 1 minute.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the rule. I take as much as you want.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know what that means? That means the fireman stay just a little longer. That's what it means.
Okay. My question, because a lot of people have this notion that you are too old for competition or you're too old for this. I want to, well, it's a question and a statement in one, basically. When could someone tell you or tell any person that they're too old for whatever they want to do?
And sometimes you need to draw the line, you know. I believe a lot of us are too out of place, too rude, disrespectful. And if am I too old? And let me get a little tough with this one. But why you still calling me, not as in you, to do an event to raise funds for somebody? You don't think the old man will fall down or something off the stage? You want to, if you want to get mad, yes. You want me to still come and do a school consult for you for what? You don't think I'm too old for that too? And you don't think the people who are saying that they are disrespecting our elderly citizens in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by saying that? Huh?
I
No. We don't want no stammer here now. We want to talk the truth. Yes, and the truth is, if because our new generation, right? Not young, new generation. Because you're talking about people who singing in the competition who don't have 2 and 3 children and still trying to tell you they're young.
Fire.
Right?
Careful. Careful with that one.
No, you have to be careful. No, the question has been asked. No, you cannot. From my mom saying it for me for years, you cannot disrespect the elderly, right? Like I said, Beckett celebrate 50 years this year, and nobody's saying nothing. What, are we too quiet on that? Why are we not finding out that? We're still trying to find out why Skinny and Fire go to Soca Monarch. Why are we not finding out what were we doing for Beckett for 50 years of service? We can't sweep it under the rug. Are we silent on that now?
50 years ends next year, so we have to do it next year.
No.
Why not this year?
No, don't do that.
This year.
Because,
okay.
So what you want me to do? As Fireman, pass your grandmother down the road and leave her down the road and don't assist her with 2 bags or something like that. That's what we're saying in a nutshell about the elderly people. What about the people who sitting down on the radio, who are way past my age and still doing radio? What are when we send for the same Marshall and the I was and the this and that who and Calypso Rose, they who still singing? You ever hear Trinidad disrespect the artists? Never. And we praise them as Vincentian. Because if we hear they sell it for Marshall tomorrow, everybody buy a ticket for $150. And
interesting point.
Yes. So we have to be careful of what we're saying and how we are saying it, because it is not the best thing.
Okay.
But I understand what you are saying, but I think we cannot be disrespecting our elderly people and our founding fathers of things, whether music and whatever we do. We have to be careful of what we are saying, right? And if it's one St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we need to move forward positively, right? We can't be in this.
So far, you just tell me what I was telling someone, because I asked them if they like Richard Franklin when she was alive at the age of 78, and if they would buy a ticket to go see her perform. They say, yeah, she's good.
Right. So,
I say, James Brown is still alive, you go and pay your money.
But the life of music doesn't really come with age, because, you know, I've seen Sparrow singing in a wheelchair, and, you know, you just, once you have that voice, you can still sing. So,
and it's not, I don't think it's in this case, Fire's not elderly. He's just been performing for a very long time.
Yeah.
So, you know, using the word elderly in relation to Fire is kind of weird.
As a matter of fact, I watch Fireman on stage and so forth, and he is more active than a lot of most other artists.
Is he sardine and milk?
All
right.
But, thank you for you understand me? The question, and I hope we just sit down and have respect for what is going on and respect for the art farm, and hope you all make a contribution towards the art farm, right? Because I've been trying to make it happen every year.
Kojo actually does. He's integrally involved in mass productions.
And he's senior. He's a senior person too.
You
I would say
gonna
senior citizen.
call
Kojo, I
Kojo
call you
senior.
senior citizen. I call you
You
a
gonna call
senior,
Kojo
a
senior.
senior person.
We have another call?
Well, we had somebody, yeah.
Right,
So Kojo,
we go talk off.
All right.
all right, thanks, Kojo. All right, so I think this might be the final call. So Evan, good morning to you.
Oh, hello, good morning.
Morning.
How are you guys doing?
We good. What about you?
I see you. Well, I'm having fun, just as much fun as you guys are having in the studio, because this is a very brilliant interview, you know.
Thank you, man.
And I just wanna say congratulations to Delroy, and I have a reason why I say that.
Hey, thanks.
Delroy for all the big vast body of work that he's done. If you do another 10 years, I'm sure they'll give you a doctorate, because it's a lot of work that you've done, and I appreciate that, you know.
Well, thank you.
The reason why I called you Delroy, about 3 years ago, I was on my way to Owe Saltpan, and I met you at Ferdy's.
Yeah.
And I shouted out, "Fireman, how you doing?" Right? I don't know if you remember, because you met so many people. And this is pointing towards your professionalism, really. I said, "Fireman, how you doing?" Because I had some Americans with me, and I think I was trying to show off that I know, you know, a popular guy. So Fireman quietly turned to me and said, "Delroy when I'm not performing, and Fireman when I'm on the stage."
Yes, I did.
I don't know if you remember that, Fireman.
Yes, I always,
And,
I always say that, yeah.
And I thought, this is a professional guy, quintessential raga soca, whatever you want to call him, professional. Because he didn't do it in any kind of rude manner. He was very professional and polite in the way he did it. And even the Americans were saying, "Wow, that was amazing." And then we went up to Ferdy's, we had lunch, listening to some of Fireman's songs. Because I think maybe they thought, because how Fireman looks so simple, they thought I was messing about. But when I showed them the songs, and you know, and all the different types of songs, they were singing that song all over to Saltpan. So what I admired that day a little bit more was your professionalism. And I just want to say, go for another 10 years and get that honorary doctorate. Dr. Thompson would know what I'm talking about.
That holding up that pen, that don't want to sign. Don't want to sign. Yes.
All right, then.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Evan. All right, so we promised Fire that he would get out of here in a good time. So Fire, last words over to you. Whatever it is that you want to leave with us.
Well, first of all, let me thank you all for having me here, and I will show up back. I must pop up back in the shop.
With breakfast.
With breakfast, yes. I'll bring the bread. Yes.
All right.
You want to probably bring in water to make coffee? No, we have water. Bring something else. Right? Well, I'll bring the bread.
Well. I know that almost every other year you sing about something
Right.
in a clear bottle, right? But I know you don't drink, but you're telling me I should bring that instead of the water?
Yeah. Well, when we're going to cook any place in Sylvester and the Granlies, any salt and that before I tell them and I go bring salt. I just have to take some salt from home.
Wait, Doc just said something that you don't drink?
No, I consume. It's a different.
I probably walked right into that one. All right, Fire. Go ahead.
So, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's nice having you all listening as everybody in the diaspora listening to WEFM. This is the rule of the land. I should call all the names, so you better write them down so next time you know what's going on. I love you all so much. I love all the activities that we have been doing. I love all the people who prepare for the activities. Those people who clean in the streets, I love them so much, because every morning I get up, I see the town clean. I know we're ready for action again, because we seem to be leaving out some people, all the nurses, all the doctors, the Vilnick workers, all these people who participate, because I tell you the festival can't happen with me alone. It has to happen with all the workers who cooking the food and all these things. So my name is, you ready with the penalty?
Oh, gosh. Okay, go ahead.
Fireman Hooper Triplex Mega Dog Heavy Metal Pong for Pong Undefeated Undisputed Silent Violence Weapon of Mass Destruction, the Chosen One, Concrete with Steel Reinforcement with Specially Certified Aggregates, His Imperial Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Room 39, Miss Super Son, Ruler of the Land, the Electric Fence, Ruler of the Land. Somebody say
Fire!
It's the greatest place alone.
All right, and that concludes our interview. Should I call you Delroy? What Delroy?
Delroy when I'm off stage.
Right.
Well, you see, the reason why Delroy, I like Delroy, that's my invoice name. So once you're gonna pay me, yes, call me Delroy.
Yes, all right.
Fireman is the stage name. So when I walk in the street, you call me Delroy.
All right.
That's quite sufficient for me.
Okay.
I don't want to be all blown up with this fireman, you understand?
I understand.
Because, I'm home by everybody, Every day, some old just, I see the panic radio in my house. Somebody old telling me that. And then, fireman, I see you on my TV, so I'm in everybody's house.
Yeah.
You understand? And my name is very controversial. I hear a conversation up on the bus terminal and they say, fire burn down a gas station a union. Me say, but me not been a union.
Yeah.
Fire burn it down. So my name is that. So St. Vincent and the Grenadines, come on, be happy. Greet somebody, love somebody. WEFM, Fireman Hooper, love you. Thank you all for having me.
All right. It was a pleasure having you this morning, Fire.